Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Samantha and I make videos on intentional living. And today we are going to run through everything that I spent in March. Now in my last budget video, I talked about how I was spending nearly almost everything that I earn and I was really stressed out about it and that I wanted March to be a better month. Well, spoiler alert, March was not a better month. It was really awful. I ended up spending much more than I did in January and February. So let's go through each of my categories. My spending tracker will be linked in the description below if you want to follow along. So let's go through everything that I spent in all of my categories and then we'll get down to the nitty gritty. So on Jasmine, who is my 1-year-old and my biggest expense, I spent £1,384. Now that is an eye-watering amount of money and I spent more on childcare this month than I have in January and February. I don't even think we had a nanny in January, then in February. So we spent £1,200 on childcare. The reason why it's gone up is because we've added in an evening. So the nanny comes one evening to look after Jasmine for a few hours. And that's really because Andrew and I just were not getting enough time to go out, socialize, be with each other, maybe even catch up on housework. Like all of that stuff was just not happening. So for example, today is the evening that our nanny's gonna come. And this evening, I'm just going to work. There's stuff that needs to be done around the house that I'm just not getting time to do. So we really needed that. Childcare is super expensive. I mean, I've been talking about it over the last couple of months and it's just, we've gone for the most expensive childcare option. You know, we tried to put Jasmine into nursery, but she got super sick and she's still quite young. She's only 17 months and she's not really that confident on her feet yet. So when she crawls, she puts stuff in her mouth from her hands. And that just makes her prone to getting more germs and stuff. And then she got really sick in nursery and I just don't want to face that. She absolutely loves her nanny. They have a really good routine. Our nanny is part-time and she comes in the mornings and she gives me just enough time to like do my work and stuff. It's really important. They have a really good routine. They get on really well. So it's something that I can't really compromise on right now. The rest of the money that I spent on Jasmine, which is approximately £184, I didn't really buy her any clothes or anything like that. She's pretty well stocked up for spring. That money really went on wipes, groceries, going out, things like that. And also, I don't buy her any new toys. The Whirly subscription is really coming into its own. If you don't know what a Whirly subscription is, it's basically a toy borrowing service. So it's just like a library for toys. So this month I've ordered her 3 new toys. She gets bored of toys so easily. So it's really just opening the package, being like, ooh, and then playing with it for like a couple of days. And then she's bored of it already. So that's why Whirly's so good. At the moment, she's just interested in, you know, using her gross motor skills. She likes, you know, going up and down, doing squats, climbing all over me or Andrew. So that's the kind of thing she enjoys more than toys. She's just bored of toys. She's over it. The next category is experiences and I've spent £44 on that. My major experience is basically takeout coffee. I explained last month how our routine is so grueling that the takeout coffee is a really big treat for me. So let me just quickly run you through our routine so you can kind of have an idea of why I keep talking about how busy life is. So Jasmine wakes up at 8:30. Andrew normally takes that time to give her milk and just kind of sort her out for the day. I will answer emails. Then we will get ready and then we'll come to my mum's house and I will be working upstairs here in this room. This is kind of my gym / workspace. So I will be working here solidly. I will have given Jasmine to the nanny then. She'll give her breakfast. They'll go on a walk. They'll go to soft play. So all of that good stuff for Jasmine and I'll be working here. Then at lunchtime, I will work out for an hour. If you don't know, I've gained a lot of weight after having had Jasmine. During my pregnancy, I gained 10 kilos. And then after my pregnancy, I had quite a big birth injury. I couldn't walk for a year and I gained another 10 kilos. So I've got 20 kilos to lose. So that's why I need to work out a little bit more. I'm not compromising too much on food. I won't go too much into my health journey in this video. I have a goals video coming up next week where I'll talk about it in more detail. I'm having a great time losing the weight, getting more healthy. I feel like I'm getting my body back. I feel like I'm getting my health back, but it does mean that I work out for an hour and the only time I can fit it in is during lunch. So after that, I'll work a little bit more. Then it's time for me to take over from the nanny and then I will put Jasmine down for a nap. I'll feed her, put her down down for a nap, and then it's back to work. Within that time, I also fit in laundry, washing Jasmine's bottles, and then after work, Jasmine will be up, so I'll play with her, give her food. There is actually 1 hour between when my work finishes and when she gets up for a nap, and that's when I cook. And then Andrew will pick us up at 6:30, then it's dinner, play, bath, everything. And then she goes to bed around 10, which is pretty late. Ideally, we would like her to be in bed for 9, but the bonus is that she gets up at 8:30 the next morning, which does mean that, you know, we get a little bit of time to do emails and to have a good night's rest. On the weekends are even more full on, to be honest. The weekdays are just relaxing. On both Saturday and Sunday, we'll take her to either story time or a farm or soft play, and the way we're working it now is that on Saturday I take her for the majority of the day so that Andrew can do some stuff like go to the gym or catch up on work, and Andrew will take her the majority of the time on Sunday so that I can come back to mum's house, do mopping, vacuuming, shopping for the week ahead. So it is really, really full on, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because my takeout coffee is my treat and I really, really look forward to it, and it keeps me going. Don't get me wrong, our family life is great. I am actually really starting to enjoy things now. Jasmine and I are getting, I mean, we always got on famously, but I feel like she is becoming my friend, and you know, it's cute. It's like, I love my time with her, but it is really, really full on. I know a lot of people who watch my videos, they are moms themselves, and it's just crazy how much your life changes. You know, before I had her, I was thinking, oh, my content won't change. I won't be talking about kids all the time. Nobody wants to hear all of that boring stuff. But I mean, when you're in it, it is full on, and your kid becomes such an important part of your life. It is like a full-time job. I mean, everybody says it. When you don't have kids, you don't believe it. You're like, how much work can it be? Everybody has kids, but it's a lot of work. But anyway, that's all to say that I really want to keep my takeout coffees in my budget. But it is £44 and it's quite a lot. And you'll see in my spending tracker that when I do buy takeout coffees, it's £8 or £6, and that's just not one coffee. Obviously, I'm buying it for Andrew or I'm buying it for my sister. My sister is amazing. She helps me out so much with Jasmine. She's almost like another parent to Jasmine, and the takeout coffee is my way of saying thank you, and it's my way of giving her a little bit of a treat as well. So the next category is groceries, where I spent £106.50. I've got comments before saying, oh my gosh, your grocery budget is so low, but it seriously isn't, because I only am picking up the groceries for my lunches and some of Jasmine's lunches. The majority of our food budget is picked up by Andrew, who makes our dinners and, you know, the random breakfasts and this and that. He spends hundreds. So our grocery budget really could do with a bit of work, and we keep talking about how we need to sit down, how we need to do some meal planning, but we've just not gotten around to it. And our diets are very different as well. Like, I really like Asian food. I like to eat the same things. My lunch is always the same thing. I have mixed vegetables, a curry and some rice. And Andrew likes to have different things. I can have leftovers for years until it starts to smell, basically, whereas Andrew likes to have a lot of variety and different things. So our kind of approaches to food is quite different. With Jasmine, we're on the weaning journey. She turns her nose up at like a lot of things that I cook, but she does like pasta dishes, but she doesn't like rice, which she's gonna have to get over because she's half Asian, and that is a very healthy source of carbohydrates, very good energy source, and rice is amazing. And she's also very suspicious of mashed potato, which is crazy to me. Like, I mean, she has all of these wants and stuff now, but as she gets older, she's going to discover the joy of potatoes. They're the best carbs in my opinion. Although I love carbs. I absolutely love carbs. I think they're the best. So the next thing that I bought is in the exceptional category, which was £151. The majority of that was for equipment for work, so I will be getting reimbursed. So my total spend for the month will be a little lower, which is great. My bills were £828. The majority of it was for rent. I spent £750 on rent. Our full rent is £1,800. We live in a beautiful flat, in my opinion. I've got a flat tour, which I'll link in the description below and also in the cards above. We really like living in our flat, but it is super expensive and there's no way around that. So the way it works out is that Andrew pays the majority for the rent and I pay the majority for our childcare. The way it's worked out is when we got the flat, he kind of arranged everything, and so he put his bank account down. And when I arranged the childcare, it was me doing it. So I put my bank account down. It does even out. So even though I'm spending more on childcare and he's spending more on rent, we pretty much are spending kind of equal amounts on both. This month I spent quite a bit of money on beauty and wellness. I spent £132 and it was amazing. I got my eyebrows done, I got my legs waxed, and I just touched on how it feels like I'm getting my body back, I'm getting my health back. And I feel like I'm reversing all the damage that was done to me, like after I had Jasmine. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I don't resent any of it. I'm like so happy with Jasmine and it's been totally worth it, but my body did take a real hit. It just feels good getting back to myself. I think you can probably tell in this video that I have a real spring in my step. I'm so much happier. The weather's getting better. There's so much more sun. Yeah, I feel really happy at the moment, and I've not felt happy in a really, really long time. I've spent £55 on dentistry. I have a new dentist. My previous dentist sucked. I have a new dentist, and dental care unfortunately isn't covered by the NHS. The NHS, our National Health Service in the UK, is free, but dentistry isn't covered unless you fit some specific criteria, which I don't. I did talk about in my goals video, in my Course 1 goals video, how a long-term goal for this year was to get my bottom teeth straightened out, but honestly guys, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I just can't afford it. It's going to cost thousands of pounds. And I'm hemorrhaging money at the moment. Like, that's what I'm talking about every budget video. I have no money to spend on something like that. Hopefully in the next few years I may be able to, but who knows, I just can't see my cost of living going down unless, you know, Jasmine goes into nursery, which is going to be much more affordable, but that's not going to happen for a few years. And unless we buy a house, because I think our mortgage would be cheaper than our rent. However, who knows, you know, with bills and stuff like that, I can't tell you. But I can't get my teeth done is essentially the situation as it stands. I will get it done at some point, but right now I can't. So the last category is gifts, and that came out to £61.50. The majority of it was giving to charity. After having had a baby and after my dad passed away, I feel a lot of empathy for people who are going through the same things under even more challenging circumstances. So for mums who are giving birth to babies in war-torn countries, or people who can't pay for their loved ones' funeral expenses. So that's where like some of my gift giving has gone this month. So all in all, I have spent slightly over £2,700 this month. I will be clawing some of it back for the expenses for that £120 expense. So that will mean my total will come in at £2,580. So if you look at January, February and March, my costs are around £2,500, slightly over, and that's £500 more than I'm comfortable with. As I said, I'm spending almost everything I earn. I'm unable to save anything, and it's pretty uncomfortable for me. And I'm trying to kind of make peace with the fact that it's an expensive season in my life. But every month it's tough, and I'm looking for ways to save money. So like, yeah, I could give up my takeout coffee, but that would only be clawing back £44. We could potentially move back in with my mum and my sister, but that's really not an option for us. We are very happy with where we are. I'm looking at ways to increase my income, and I have taken on a few projects. However, those are much more longer term things. I'm not going to see an immediate result. I may see a result in a couple of years' time. So I think, you know, we're in for a hell of a ride over the next few years, because I've been so used to living frugally, being able to save so much money, and that's really not the case right now. I don't have any immediate answers. I'm just sharing with you guys where I am right now. And for now, it is what it is. I can't be so consumed with it that it compromises my happiness on a day-to-day basis. It's something I'm aware of. It's something that I want to change in the future. But right now, our childcare is what it is. our rent is what it is. So guys, I think I'm going to wrap this video up right now because there's really not much more to say. Hopefully, you know, we can ride this journey together and see what happens to me in the next year or so money wise. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you all next week. Bye.